You have all, for different reasons of your own choosing, have bought passage upon the large passenger ship called the Celestial. It is traveling from the free city of Averton to the lower peninsula of Coalhaven. It's supposed to be a 3-week journey because it is actually a bit of a what you would call a pleasure cruise. It's not like Carnival. They don't have anything like that in Ardenfell. But this ship is advertised as a cheap getaway for people on a budget. It is, and all of you now, whether you chose to ride on the ship for this reason or for others, it is a passage cost 10 gold, and it takes you to the destination, but tends to meander a little bit in and out of the ocean to show you sights and wonders. The captain of the ship is known as Sear, S-E-A-R, a very, from what you've seen, upstanding gentleman. He wears an admiral's suit, even though he's not actually part of the Navy. He wears a suit very reminiscent of it. He stands straight and tall, and very much has the demeanor of a career sailor. The crew of the ship only consists of 10 people, deckhands, the second in command, the cook, a medic, and the like. In addition to the 6 of you, there are 10 other passengers. They have all either taken passage here for a cheap vacation, a getaway from Averton for a week, or because they're actually trying to get passage to Coalhaven. However, 4 days into your journey, halfway to Coalhaven, and on a day where you were far enough out to see what they call the Great Spinning Maw, which is a section of the ocean that is a permanent whirlpool. It's not dangerous, but it's something that is impressive to what they would call landlubbers. On the evening of the 4th day, the winds stopped and the waves died down and the sails hung limp. And the captain called everyone together on top of the deck and told you all that you had been caught in what's called a wind lull. He stresses not to be worried, that it might be a day or so, but the winds will pick up and you will be well on your way. That was 4 days ago. Margaret, what does your character feel about the delay in travel, and what does she spend her time doing during the 4 days?
She would probably be getting very, very bored and antsy and want off the ship. And to try and distract her, probably be talking to a bunch of the other guests.
To be fair, as one of the crew members would have probably told you on the 3rd day, no one's stopping you.
From jumping?
To leave the ship at any time.
Wow.
Well,
leave a bad Yelp review on this cruise.
I didn't say the crew was the most polite. This particular individual's name, he's just named Phipps, F-I-P-S. Dirty blonde hair and a big shaggy beard. He's the one that's usually scrubbing the deck, and
kind of a bitch.
Though he complains about being on the crew longer than anyone else, he's the one scrubbing the deck. So make of that what you will.
Are we on a pirate ship that just said that they were a cruise? Like, do we have like a pamphlet? It looks legit. I just need to know for my character's sake, like, how legit is this cruise? If it had a Yelp review, what would it be?
Apparently 3.2.
That's not bad. That is not a bad review. Okay.
6 reviews. And
out of 6.
And you're pretty sure 3 of them were management.
That's fine. Okay, cool. No, sounds legit. Carry on.
That's enough to go to this dentist.
Jesus
They have
Christ.
a dentist here?
It's weird. There's 6 reviews, 3 5 stars, 2 1 stars, and a 2 star.
I like those odds.
Elora, what does Situla do during the 4 days, and how does she feel about this delay?
as someone who's done a fair bit of sailing in her days, I feel like, well, for one, is this a common thing? Like, that you would know of? Would I need to roll to know that?
Roll
Or
me a knowledge history check. No. Your character has sailed a lot.
yeah, one of her skills is water vessels or tools proficiencies.
Yeah, got you. Give me a second. Let me pull up your character sheet. Yeah, roll me a history at advantage in that case. Advantage. You're not proficient in it, but this is something your background would help you with. That's fine. It's not a hard DC. They happen. You have never experienced one that happened for 4 days straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in that case, she would probably be not necessarily getting antsy, but I guess she would be keeping more of an eye out on like the surroundings, seeing if there's something possibly magic going on. And she keeps on like a pretty pleasant demeanor, but she's definitely keeping an eye on like the crew and the passengers. Might be a little bit paranoid, but
Gotcha. Okay. Norman the second.
Oh, yeah?
How do you feel about this delay, and what did your character do during the 4 days?
He doesn't really care. His entire point of being on this ship was to hang out with his uncle, but his uncle is way too busy swabbing the deck. So
Phipps is your uncle.
yeah.
How do you
Uncle
go
Phipps.
from Norman the second to Phipps the
It's
uncle?
a family name.
Look, every family has the black ship.
It's true.
I said
Black
black
sheep,
ship instead of
yeah.
black sheep.
That works though. That works.
that worked.
I thought it was really clever.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
So
Gotcha.
like he's
Your
gonna be
uncle's rude.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. He's starting to understand this. Why he never actually can talk with his uncle.
You're starting to understand that last time when your uncle said, "You should come join me on the ship, it'd be great," and your parents over like behind him are just like shaking their heads, but you thought
Yeah,
they just
everything's
didn't know.
starting to make sense. This is not a good spring break, gotta say. So, he's gonna be real bored. But I mean, kind of keep to himself.
Gotcha. Orts, same question. What does your character feel about the delay, and what do they do during the 4 days?
Well, you just wanted to get a freaking over to Dwarf City. This delay is really annoying. Why do people go on ships?
Oh no.
He thought to himself, could just walk there. He didn't even know why he bothered to get a ship. That it would be fun, they said. You
Oh,
get to
honey,
the
you're going the
scenery,
wrong
they
way.
said.
Orts,
You're going
the wrong way.
He's gonna have some serious complaints off of this freaking boat.
Two things to bring up that might help your character in the future should you ever play them again. One, you can't reach any of the dwarf cities by boat.
Yeah.
Two, you're going the wrong way.
No, he realizes this now, but
Yeah.
he can't get off.
Like day 3, he's like, "Fuck!"
What do you mean we're going east when we're supposed to be going west? We're never going west? Fuck.
What do you mean this isn't the way to the dwarf city?
So when are we going to take that right-hand turn, that sharp right-hand turn, and make it to? What do you mean we're not? Excuse me?
You're like pointing at the flyer. It says, oh wait, no, it says dwarves welcome. Okay, that's my bad.
Not welcome to the dwarf. I'm sorry.
Aw, shit.
And what does Orts do during the 4 days?
Generally, because he is incredibly bored and slightly pissed off, he steals bones from people's plates to carve into things later, which is weirding people out, I'm certain.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Hold on. 16.
Actually, no one's weirded out by it because no one knows you're doing it.
So just bones are mysteriously going missing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, I
Every
guess
once
it's
in a
weird.
while, he's going to make the deck slippery because the swabby splashing around water everywhere. He's gonna like freeze it to kind of like slide things around
Right.
just because he's bored. That's all he's doing, really. He doesn't really interact with people. He just wants to get off of this freaking boat.
Understood.
You and me both.
You and me both.
All right. So you have been stealing
Bah.
bones, and you have been very quick and quiet. And to be fair, people don't pay much attention to their bones on their plates. No one has realized you have been stealing them.
Or maybe he like every once in a while gives the bone back, but it's carved into like a little tiny figurine. It's like in front of their bed.
Oh, that's not
That's
creepy at all.
horrifying.
Hang on now.
That'll freak him out.
Hang on.
Is this gonna be something that occurs in the actual game? Because I love it.
So around day 3, you've all started hearing whispers of strange ongoings of people being left strange bone carvings of little things. And one of the passengers on the boat, it's an older lady. She's in her 70s. Her name's Myrrh. And she goes, I've heard of this. Those who've had little bone figures left at the foot of their bed have been marked, I say. Marked! It's an ill omen.
Finally.
Very
And,
nice.
What do you mean? Oh, finally.
Something interesting.
Death is
So-
finally coming.
Jesus
Christ.
Mackenzie.
Yeah, way to de-escalate
Rolling
the
religion.
situation.
22. What do I get for religion?
You've never heard of that before. I mean, to be fair, you don't know every religion in the world, but you've never heard of anything like that.
Look,
everyone
old
else
lady
seems to be
superstition
buying
is
it.
its own thing.
Everyone else seems to be buying it, and it is kind of unsettling.
Jeez.
Humphrey,
hmm
what does your character feel about the delay, and what have they been doing the past 4 days?
All right, so day 1, Gumfrey thinks this is great. Gumfrey is selling his wares, which range from a variety of things such as rocks into really neat leaves that he's found before he got on the boat. So he'd probably spend that first day going around to random people on the ship and trying to sell his wares.
Roll me a persuasion check.
All right. Wait, double click? Double click?
Yeah.
Hey!
You make 35 gold pieces.
Yes!
as the first day you were selling things, the passengers on the boat thought that this must have been some exotic, tribal knickknacks and stuff, that because they're on a cruise, and this must be from the locals, even though you're sailing past the free lands.
See locals.
But you actually convince people to buy 35 gold worth of items before the captain of the ship actually comes to you and goes, excuse me,
Yes?
what race is your character?
He's a gnome.
Excuse me.
Yes,
good-
hello. Can I offer you some fine wares? I have this, the leaf
no.
that's shaped like a star, except it's missing one of its bits.
Yes, I understand. Unfortunately,
Yes?
we don't allow private vendors on this boat.
I got just the thing for you. He pulls out a bone fashion that Orit has made and says, I got just the thing for you. Now this, I hear, brings everlasting luck to any of those who carry it. Would you like one? Today, sir, is your lucky day.
Right. Look, sir. And he starts rubbing his temple. As I said, we normally don't allow vendors on our ship, but you do seem to have some rather exotic merchandise. The customers seem to really enjoy it. Just please keep the prices reasonable and keep your selling hours between daylight and dusk.
Hey, just for you. He passes it's a really crummy old piece of paper that says 30% off. And then Gumfrey kind of gives him a wink and a knowing smile.
And he nods, taking it. So you managed to convince the captain to let you sell things on his own ship. Over the course of the next 3 days, you make another 42 gold.
Sweet! I think, key less than that. I feel like he would need, like, a vacation day one of those days, so I'm gonna say, like, day 3. He's probably just sort of enjoying himself.
Alright, another 32 gold then.
Okay, cool. Thank
you. Which you can spend the first time you get to town.
Alright.
Ashu.
Yeah, that's me.
How does your character feel about the delay, and what do they do during the 4 days?
That is a fantastic question. So, I'm not entirely sure what would be allowed for my character to do.
Anything that you can do within a 5 by 5 foot space.
Well, I would probably question about the delay.
There's the only person you see on a regular basis is this dirty yellow-haired guy with a big bushy beard named Fibs, who scrubs the floors and gives you your food. And he'd be like, What?
Yeah. So, we were supposed to be there, today. So, why are we still here? Am I being moved again?
What do you care? You're on your way to the headman's axe. You think you'd enjoy a little delay.
She goes, well, you got a point.
Stinking demon.
Speaking of smells, I believe that the day before you've done a wonderful job. It is smelling wonderful down here.
Oh, well, thank you. I was trying a new technique. Hey.
Big toothy grin.
I ain't gonna be making no friends with no demon. You got that? He'll get up. He'll walk out.
She's just gonna sit back and look around at her cell, listen to the water slowly pat against the side of the boat.
Gotcha.
Not really much to do here. So.
Not really, no. So, the evening of day 4, stuck in the middle of the ocean. Things have started getting unsettling, quiet.
And then Gumfrey showed up. No, I'm kidding.
People are getting freaked out by little bone statues being left by beds. There's talk of, even though no one's been allowed to the second level below deck, the first level below deck is where everyone stays, but there's 2 more levels below that, and no one's allowed back there as crew quarters only. There have been rumors that a demon is being kept on board, and I should point this out because all of your characters would be aware. In Ardenfell, tieflings are not very common, and they are very much not popular. Tieflings were unknown to Ardenfell before the Demon Wars, and all the tieflings that are on Ardenfell are assumed, rightly so or not, and spoiler, not, assumed to be from the demon realm, and thus they are very mistrusted and sometimes outright hated. Point of fact, tieflings are devils, which are very different than demons, but most of Ardenfell doesn't care, if that makes sense. So rumors that a demon is below deck being held prisoner are starting to circulate through the ship, and between that and the bone carvings, which people start naturally attributing to the demon, the ship is starting to get a little chaotic as the 10 other passengers start to complain. It is starting to boil over a little bit and get to a boiling point when on the evening of the fourth day, the captain calls all of you to the top deck, even a shoe. Fibs would come down and take your shackles, open the door, and lead you up and say, "Come on, captain's called you, all of us."
About time. Knew something was up. Lead the way.
And he'll roughly kind of pull on your chain to lead you up the stairs. The rest of you gather on deck with all the other passengers. Everyone but a shoe, roll me a perception check.
Oh!
Oh, Comfrey.
Gee.
Can I say Gumfrey's like wearing his like Hawaiian shirt? He looks very comfy. Like he's just enjoying this time on the cruise. He's really having a fun time.
His
All
beard's
of us?
braided into
His-
2 ways.
Oh yeah, he's got like weird, not really sunglasses, but like 2 apple cores strapped to his eyes to like protect him from the light. You know.
Right.
All of us had bonuses to rolls except for Gumfrey, and Gumfrey rolled higher than all of us.
Yeah.
Gumfrey sits there, very perceptive, also one eye drifting off to the side.
That's why he's so perceptive.
Yeah, he sees everything.
He sees all.
That's why I said in Celestial, weird flex, but okay.
Everyone except Situla notices that there's only 9 other passengers. Gumfrey, you notice that your favorite customer, Myrrh, is not there.
He'll remove the apple core from his eyes and look around. He'll look up to the person standing next to him and give them side eye.
It's Orts.
Hey,
Where it just looks down. Yeah.
you seen that Myrrh fella?
Looks around.
You look like you know everyone by name on this ship, by this vessel. By the way, my name's Gumfrey.
Oh. Or he gives out a hand to shake.
No, I never touch anyone. That goes against my code of conduct. Anyway, I'm just looking for Myrrh, my number 1 customer. I got to give him these, and he's holding 30% off coupons, by the dozens, actually.
Well, did you check in his room?
No. I don't.
Guys,
What?
Myrrh's a lady.
Oh,
Myrrh's an old lady.
that's.
Or he doesn't know who this person is.
Hey, I'm a gnome. What do you expect from me? I could go check for him.
As you're saying that, you all notice Fibs pulling. You all see as the tiefling is brought on board up on deck, and as they arrive.
I was about to say, I don't think Gumfrey's ever seen a more beautiful creature in his life. And he just stares in awe.
Captain Sear walks up and he says, "I called everyone here because I bear grave tidings. Tidings that we must all discuss. I'm afraid I must apologize to all of you. This has not been the cruise that you were offered, and I want to inform all of you that your passage will be refunded to you
Oh,
for the inconveniences."
wonderful.
That's great to hear.
Not... You didn't actually pay anything.
Neither did I.
He looks at you and then looks at Fibs, and Fibs just kind of like looks any other way.
Well, you
Right. Well,
said that this would be free. I was just gonna hang out.
did he
right?
now?
Uncle?
Like,
Uncle?
Fibs is not looking at you. Thebes is super interested in the chains that are connected to a shoe. Just gotta check those. And Seer goes, in any case, this is not the grave tidings I bring. It would seem, as you have all no doubt heard, there has been unsettling rumors and talk of a specter or something among us, leaving creepy bone statues at people's beds. Well, I'm not one to believe in such tales, but Myrrh, one of our passengers, the one that was the most vocal about hers, she has been killed.
Comfrey, as he's gasping in shock, the bone fragments that he's collected over the past day fall out of his pants pocket, and then he quickly scoops them up and puts them back in there, and he goes, "No! Who would do such a thing?"
And, like, as the captain said it, like, lightning flashed off in the distance.
Oh, dramatic.
No storm clouds or anything. It's, like, really far off in the distance.
Just want to point out is Ori would have probably heard a bunch of stuff dropping right next to him, looked over, saw there was a bunch of bone stuff. It was like a brother kind of scooted in front of Gumfrey so that way no one noticed the bones.
Gumfrey, roll me a sleight of hand check with advantage because you're being aided. Okay. Situla, Norman, a shoe, Margaret. So everyone sees this.
We all see the lightning?
No, you all see the bones fall out of Gumfrey's pocket and him trying to pick it up while Orts is surreptitiously trying to cover said action.
Margaret just
Chula
sips her wine.
Yes, Chula just kind of like leans her head over just ever so slightly and raises a brow.
Once Gumfrey, assuming no one outs him, gets everything tucked away in his pants, he gives like side glances and kind of nods to himself and says, "I still got it," and goes kind of looks very proud of his very smooth, sly way of maneuvering.
It was barely perceptible.
Barely perceptible.
Barely.
Beautiful.
The captain goes on, "I have called all of you here because, as much as I do not wish to alarm you, we must ask some hard questions. Either there is a specter among us, or one of the people standing on this ship is the murderer." And again, and way off in the distance, there's like a really tiny, like...
You probably should have waited 15 minutes before holding this meeting.
Before I continue, is there anything anyone would like to confess or inform?
Shu is just amused by all this.
Gumfrey slowly raises a hand.
Yes, no.
He doesn't respond to yes, no. He just he stares blankly, hand is still in the air.
And he, like, the captain kind of sighs and reaches into his coat and pulls out a ledger and... Gumfrey, was it?
Yes, sir. Hello. So, as you may no well doubt have heard, I have been selling my wares upon this fine vessel, and I have to say, there is but one person who has yet to purchase from me. And I believe that one person, he does a dramatic side eye, could be capable of murder. Come on, where's the lightning?
No, there is none. As you're saying that too, when you first start off, you hear like a low murmur of the first mate. "I thought you got him to stop selling things." The captain's like, I know.
And Anyway, Squee, I would like to roll a 1. I want to do a 1 through 5, and then assign everyone a number, and then accuse that person of murder.
Got you.
Players.
So Margaret's 1, Situla's 2, Norman's 3, Orts is 4, and Ashu is 5.
Okay, cool. Oh, it's Norman.
Hey.
Norman!
So 2 things to point out here. First, you're going to accuse Norman.
Yes.
And 2, somehow, someway, Ashu has bought something from you.
She has bought his heart.
God. Jesus Christ.
It was him! And then he points at Norman II. I don't think I've seen you purchase any of my fine wares. Would you care to explain to the rest of the crew?
Humphrey, I don't think that...
He's like flailing his tiny little arms in front of his beard.
I don't really have that much money.
Where were you on the night? When did Mur pass away? Bless her soul.
About 15 minutes ago.
Where were you 15 minutes ago?
Standing right here.
Uh-huh. He was. I did see him standing there. Well, I'm out of ideas. He backs up, standing along the line of everyone.
She was murdered 15 minutes ago, and you managed to find the body and get us all gathered in that amount of time?
The captain shakes his head. Fair point. She was discovered 15 minutes ago. I am not I'm not experienced exactly with corpses, so I don't really know how to tell how long ago it happened.
May I examine the body?
Oh, thank God. He actually says.
I mean, if
later,
it's not
perhaps,
him, I would ask.
Maybe.
Why don't we all just take a look at the body? That way, none of us can be accused of tampering with evidence.
There's
I'm
like
not
some murmurs of
sure.
agreement.
Make it so that nobody can be accused of tampering evidence if all of us tamper with evidence.
Exactly.
Okay. That is a very, very weird way of thinking.
Give us something to do.
Well, I'm not hearing any no's.
I really don't think that's a good idea.
That's still not a no. Let's go.
Like, Gumfrey starts walking off, and Captain Sear grabs Gumfrey by the neck and, just holds them in place.
And he's still just walking like he's like frozen in like a walking animation, but he's not responding to himself being grabbed.
I suggest that we do have someone inspect the body, but perhaps not the entire crew and passengers. I will take a vote. No, scratch that. That's a horrible idea. And I will accompany a group to go look at the body. You come with me. And he points to Margaret, Situla, Norman II, Orts, and Ashu. And he hangs on Ashu for a moment, and he says, I bet your kind is very experienced with corpses.
Oh, yeah, we know corpses like the back of our hands.
Like,
Wow,
people
real
shy
racist
away
here.
from Ashu.
Where he just smiles at that.
I don't seem to be getting any closer to my destination.
Notice, good gnome, I did not say you. Please stay up here with the rest. You're still, trying to walk.
You need to tie him to like a piece of rope or something, so he just keeps walking in place.
And he'll kind of move you to the side and then say, everyone else stay up here, stay together. We'll figure this out. And he'll direct the other 5 to follow him. Gumfrey, what are you doing?
Did he tie me down?
No.
Well, I'm following them then.
I figured. But
You didn't tie me down. That's my destination. You can't. I'm like a sim. You can't break that.
He will take you all down to the first level below deck and to Mur's room. It's fairly small. These were one of the smaller cabins meant for one person. He opens the door and he says, "Well, unfortunately, no one on the ship is exactly skilled at, well, whatever this would be, investigating, I suppose, but I figured a random selection of outsiders such as yourself would keep things fair."
Don't underestimate my skills.
I would never. Please look around if you can. We need to figure out what happened.
Okay.
And Ashu, your shackles are still tied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ishu goes like, I would love to help out of the kindness of my heart, but he raises up the shackles. I do believe I'm a bit of a bind, if you say. So, from what I hear, I'm being put to death once I get off this boat, in some facet.
You are?
Apparently.
He pulls out the ledger again, like his eyes widen. Pulls out the ledger again. And he looks at it, he goes, No, it says here detained for 2 months. Who told you were getting killed?
Some guy with a mop.
Probably my uncle, yeah.
Well, no, not unless you're the murderer.
That time he made the sound effect with his mouth.
You're not, are you?
Looks over. It'd be really hard to hold something. It'd be really hard if I could, since I was locked up in a cell and chained. I mean, if I could do that, would I still be here?
Maybe
point.
I believe you. Roll me a
Right.
perception check.
Everyone or just
No, just the shoe.
Perception
I
or
believe the
persuasion?
tiefling.
Persuasion. I'm sorry, persuasion.
Oh, persuasion. I thought it was just like, can I use my insight? Because I feel like whatever this is, insight might be better.
Persuasion. My apologies.
Persuasion. Oh boy. Alright.
Norman is just drinking.
Maybe I believe you. And he takes a step back with his eyes narrowed.
Right. What I was going to say is, I'm in a pretty bad spot at the moment, and this seems like a kind of a goody two-shoe thing to do. Can I have a good word if I do a really good job?
If you don't mind, Gumfrey will move past the captain, and he'll get this little swagger in his step as he walks up to Ashu. I do have these, and he'll pull out the coupons he was going to give to Mur, and he says, "Play your cards right. This might just be yours."
Man, what a steal.
You heard very quietly behind you as you walk past. I do mind.
Cool beans.
He's he's just holding up the coupons with a sparkle in his teeth, looking at a shoe, being like, yeah, coupons, 30% off. One of them might be 40. I don't know.
You think he remembers this shit? I know. Oh my god.
How about one better? She kind of turns around and tries to bring the other guy that she was talking to a little closer to whisper-ish.
Admiral Sear, yeah.
Yeah. How do I do you one better? It seems like our friend seems to be interested in me if I keep them occupied. Maybe that could be something to help me a little bit.
I'm sorry, which friend?
Sorry.
Oh,
The saxophone
In
music
terms-
intensifies.
The gnome.
The gremlin.
roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh my god.
No,
My
it's fine. It
God.
wasn't a hard DC. Very well. If you can keep the gnome occupied while the others investigate the scene, not only will I put in a good word for you, but I don't think these will be necessary for now. And he takes out a key and unshackles you.
And you must really not like. Anyway, yes. I think those coupons would be just the best. What do they?
Really?
As he takes the pieces of paper out of the gnome's hand. What
Really?
are these for?
What? You are the first person to get excited about my coupons. Well, let me tell you about it. It is for my wares, and he'll start patting his pockets, and he'll like rummage some like crumbs of like mystery food tumbles out of his pockets. He's like, I got lots of stuff.
She's nodding while you're doing that, and then looking over to the captain, nodding and kind of like shooing off. I think I would love everything in your pockets. Just tell me all about them.
Okay, well, I'll go buy them one by one. Come over here, and he'll sit down on. I guess if we're in Mur's room, he'll sit down on the edge of Mur's bed and just start listing them off. I mean, I could go through them one by one, but something tells me we want to try and investigate a murder.
So, while they are sitting on Mur's bed right next to the body, I would like everyone to roll me two things, actually. First, I'd like everyone else, and this would include a shoe. Roll me a will save to see if you can ignore the gnome well enough to do an investigation. Okay, so, oh god, Situla.
She's just fascinated by this fucking tiefling, let me tell ya.
So, everyone can now roll me an investigation check, Situla at disadvantage. As you can't
Shit.
you can't stop
Oh my
focusing on-
god.
Oh my god, guys!
There's a bot. Oh my god!
Oh my god, okay.
There is only one chance.
Oh, Captain, you got the wrong set of adventures,
Guys,
my
I'm
dude.
proficient.
Yeah, and the only person left to roll has disadvantage. Let's do this.
Please roll 20.
No!
God damn it!
Body in there,
We
guys.
suck.
Yeah, or it just looks
wait,
like
hold on.
funny.
So, guys,
Yeah,
What's up?
yeah.
here's what
Your
you find.
adventure end.
Should we make
Fine.
saves to try and see if we're still breathing?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Mur is a female. She is old, and she is quite dead. You can tell she's not breathing.
She human?
Is there blood?
I did not say you could find any of that out. There is no blood of any kind. There's no large gashes or signs of what you would call struggle. No obvious signs. She is simply lying on her back on her bed with her eyes open, staring at the ceiling. Her room is a room. You guys just kind of glance around. You open up a drawer. You see some hair brushes and
Some shoes.
shoes. But
Oh my
you don't really notice much other than that. Any questions you guys have, and I'll let you know if I can answer them.
She human?
She is human, yes.
Okay.
God.
What is she wearing?
She is wearing a white cotton tunic and dark wool gray skirt that hangs down to her ankles, and on her feet she's wearing like the Ardenfell equivalent of sasses.
What?
A what?
What the hell is a
Those are like
sass?
old comfortable shoes, like nurses would wear them.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Scholl's?
No, SASS.
Sassy.
You guys not know that shoe brand? Is that just
No.
like
No.
No.
maybe that's
Just like clogs or
Just
something.
call it Tim's. Just call it
It's
Tim's.
SAS shoes.
Chuck Taylor's. Anyway, I got one of these too, and I do have some Dr. Scholl's, but he pulls out, it's like clumped up mud. I don't know if Dr. Scholl's is really verified in Ardenfell.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Can I cast a spell, please? Maybe? If I'm not too distracted.
Sure. What would you like to cast? My gumshoes?
Oh my god, detect magic?
1, 2, 5, 3, 1. That's a bananas.
Christ. I mean, she did get a
Yeah.
natural 1,
Yeah.
so maybe she hasn't even thought that she doesn't even
No,
remember
that's,
magic.
Maybe.
that's fine. Go ahead
Maybe.
and roll. Go ahead and cast detect magic.
I was gonna say it's not really like a cast. She just kind of
Right,
does
you just
it.
kind of do it. Give me a
Yep,
second.
Yep, it's a 10-minute ritual concentration up to 10 minutes.
Oh. Okay, so at some point you just sit down cross-legged and start chanting a spell. Everyone else, roll me an Arcana check.
Oh,
All of you, Orts, Margaret, Gumfrey, and Norman, you realize that Situla is casting detect magic as a ritual.
Cool. Anyway, I got these leaves.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna help out. Let's see. How's my int? My int is 14. I don't know if this is something that would be really smart to do or really dumb to do. But everybody kind of fucked up with the investigation, so I kind of want to cast light, and to help everybody see. But the thing is, she's doing a ritual, and that will definitely show that there is magic.
Yes, while that's true, I believe she can tell different sources. Hang on. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone. All right, a 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 foot of wood or dirt. 3 feet. So you cast light to improve everyone's view.
Yeah, he's just gonna start glowing.
Holy balls! Look, he's holding balls up.
Does anyone do anything 10 minutes of the ritual?
I have an idea, but it's not important. We can wait till after the ritual.
Alright was going to look through her pockets to see if she was one of the people that he put a bone carving at her bed. See whether or not she has one of those.
Yes, she did. In fact, that was when she was the one that spread the rumor about them because she received one.
And she had it on her person.
Yes, she would have.
Uh-oh, sounds like our dark elf might be a murderer.
What was the statue of?
Chun-chun.
It was a cat.
The most
Like a cute
terrifying of
cat
all
Or a
creatures.
terrifying cat?
It was just a cat. Just a normal cat, like a cat that's sleeping.
Aw,
Okay.
that's kind of nice, actually.
Sleeping like the dead.
It's really tiny because there's not a lot of like giant bones on the ship. So he couldn't
Guys.
do much. So it was just a really tiny cat sleeped up, all curled up.
Aw.
Everyone except sees as Orts searches the body, she finds one of the mysterious carved bone statues in her pocket.
Chun-chun.
Very visible in the new light of the light cantrip.
Or he can't help but feel like there's a bunch of tiny, like, a bunch of eyes all drifting towards him.
Well, look at what you have there. That's adorable.
Well, yeah, suppose so.
Anyway, so I got these really cool rocks I found underneath.
Wait! Sears talks over you. Maybe it is true. Maybe there is a specter here after all.
Well, I hope they paid.
Does anybody know anything about bony cats?
When she says, well, I hope they paid, you hear lightning in the distance.
Oh.
I was about to say
okay.
there's nothing to hear.
You hear nothing.
Nothing.
You hear me?
That may have been a little too quiet for the microphone to pick up.
I think it was. Because it was
These are
just
hard. These
silence.
things are hard to judge. 10 minutes pass, and the detect magic goes off. And Situla,
Mhm.
you detect one thing of magic in the room. A glowing orb of light.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No. It's not an orb of light. It's literally my character glowing.
Oh. What did you cast it on?
On himself.
Myself.
It has to be an object, not a person.
I'm an object.
You're not an object, you're a creature.
Don't think of yourself like that, man.
Yeah.
You're worth
Yeah,
more.
Come on.
But what
Don't
if I
talk
want
down
to
to yourself
objectify
like that.
myself?
Oh my god, we're having a
Then you
character
have to
arc
let
for
me be
Norman already.
self-deprecating.
Unfortunately,
Alright,
the light
alright,
cantrip cannot be
fine,
cast upon a
fine.
creature.
Listen, okay? So here's what's gonna happen. Norman barely wears pants or shirts or anything like that. No shoes or anything. So what he's going to do is, this is one of the few times that he has pants on. He's going to make his pants light up, okay?
Oh my
So
Is that
what,
okay
he's
with
been
you?
walking around naked this whole time?
No, he's
I'm
got
confused.
pants on.
Yeah,
Well,
shorts.
now-
He's on vacation.
Shorts.
Got you,
He's on
got you.
vacation.
So you have glowing pants.
Yeah.
And Elora,
Space
they are
pants.
magical.
Are we like, is this like an episode of SpongeBob we're recreating? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, she just like opens her eyes, stares at them, looks up at him, just like raises a brow, like, seriously?
Is anyone here proficient in medicine?
Nope.
Let's see. Proficient in medicine. No.
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 I would like to
But
follow
I-
this red herring that Allie has started for us. Personally.
But before that, I did want to try, and I know I'm not proficient in medicine, but at the same time, I still wanted to try and find like anything she ate or drank and see if there was poison in it.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Well, I will give you a second investigation skill for this specific task, as
Okay.
opposed to the general run for general things.
Okay, so roll investigation.
Yes, please.
13.
There definitely is like unfinished bread on a plate on the table, and a small tin of water. Unfortunately, you're not proficient in medicine. You're more than welcome to roll a medicine check to see if it's poisoned.
Yeah. Okay. 11.
You don't know. You've never really dealt with a whole lot of
Oh.
poisons once they're, used. So, unfortunately,
Just beforehand.
maybe you've dabbled in vials, but not like you've never tried to see if bread's poisoned before. So, you don't know.
Can I take a look at that cat?
Where he hands it over.
Gumfrey would like to examine it, and then he'll pull out the other bone figures he's collected and start comparing them all.
He just been collecting them from other people.
Yeah, I mean, it's, value.
Collector's items.
Do they look like they were all handcrafted by the same individual?
Roll me an investigation check, please.
Thank you. That is what I'm getting at. Boop. 10.
They could be, if not the same person, certainly the same technique, maybe the same school or
My God.
workshop.
Whoever made these things went to school, I think. I think that's what my inner monologue meant. I think we're dealing with a well-versed individual. Anyone?
Or
I
he's
went to
just
school.
trying to stifle a laugh. He's hiding the bottom of his face underneath, like, his jacket.
Can I roll an insight on Oritz?
Yes.
I mean, really, I went to school. This is just my
fuck
vacation.
me. I just can't roll well, period.
What is... You're channeling your inner Amelia.
Oh my god. Not even
Um,
her, just Van Casterkin.
You know,
Am I a murderer?
You're not very familiar with drow, even though they are becoming more common these days. They're still not a common sight. Or he's hard to read.
Are you admitting to murder? I mean,
I don't know. Am I?
was I right? You said you went to school. Did you make these?
No.
Huh. A likely story.
They're not even magic, so I highly doubt they're actually cursed.
Oh.
I would like to roll an insight on this conversation to see if either of them are lying.
Sure, by all means.
We're just all of some, just wondering if the other person in our group is a murderer.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Damn, Shu.
Fairly confident they're not lying. Hard to be certain, but yeah, they're not giving any of the body signs that would suggest a liar. They all just seem kind of confused.
Oh my God, there's a dead body here.
How about you two? Have you gone to school? I sure haven't. Well, not on purpose, that's for sure.
when
Or
I
you
felt
just-
like it.
Reet just kind of stone cold face says, I came from the tundra. What kind of school are we talking about?
School of this, and then Gumfrey holds up the cat.
Cat school.
Gumfrey will look at a shoe for confirmation.
No,
No,
we're talking about the statues.
that's right. Statue. You. Me. Artistry. Are we any closer solving this murder?
Not yet, no.
Just dust off hands. Well, mystery unsolved.
I just didn't want to interrupt you guys.
There's like a guy with a bloody knife standing in the corner of the room just staring.
With your investigation checks, you never would have found him.
Can Ori roll deception to lie about the statue
Yes, please.
before I role play it to see how bad he is?
I'm
By all
crying.
means.
Okay, so Ori just looks at Gumfrey and Ashu, looks back at Gumfrey. No, I sew. I learned sewing from my mother.
I would like the two of you, or whoever wants to, roll an insight check. Situla, Gumfrey, Orts, sounds honest.
It checks out.
Oh shoot!
Norman, Orts is convincing, but you don't buy it. You've been around your uncle too long. Maybe she's not lying, or he's not lying, but maybe he's not telling the whole truth either, or maybe he is lying. Something's off here.
Are you sure?
Want to ask my mother?
Is she here?
Yeah.
No, we have
Is
to
this
go
her on the
many-
bed?
Oh my God, your mom died.
No,
I don't believe you.
no, my mom's not here.
At that moment, you
Hmm.
guys hear a scream up above you.
Okay.
Ah, shit. Ori runs upstairs.
A distraction! Runs away.
Quick, someone
Right.
carry me. My legs are too little. I can't go that fast.
Yeah, no, so Chila just walks away.
The
Wait.
admiral, as he's leaving the room, looks at a shoe and just points to the gnome.
Someone carry me. I'm like a big baby.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not the mother kind.
She was like turning around, about to like consider picking him up, and then she's like, "I'm a big baby."
He's like looking up at you with his little arms.
Doesn't like this.
Can I do like an adorable check?
Oh my god.
That's not.
That would be persuasion.
That would be persuasion.
I'll do a persuasion check to anyone.
And
Do it.
I still.
Oh my god.
I'm adorable.
So, what does a shoe do?
She does take a moment, but internally grits and bears it because this is one ticket to shave off some time. And she bends down and cradles the gnome.
he puts his hands together and says, "I knew you were different."
Oh my god.
His eyes sparkle.
Roll a love check.
Oh gosh.
This is not what I intended for Gumfrey, but we'll go with it.
No one expects love.
she's not hiding how miffed she is about this.
Oh, he
She
definitely
just has
doesn't
a-
notice.
Let's see how miffed she seems at the moment. It's pretty miffed.
Pretty miffed.
That's how blinded he is by this moment.
Like, well, how's he gonna see? His face is buried in her neck.
He's not that creepy. I just pictured like more like bridal style, like shoujo.
Right.
Like,
Oh, I was imagining like holding out like you would a baby with a dirty dick. Just holding by the waist as far away from you as possible.
Oh man. So the rest of you, with a shoe not far behind, rush up on deck, where you see a very odd sight. The whole crew is standing back in a circle, along with the passengers, and one passenger, a individual who was very quiet, never really talked to anyone, kind of kept to themselves, kind of a greasy looking man in his middle ages, dark black hair, bit of a stubbled beard, didn't shave too often, always took his meals alone, but he is dangling 5 feet off the ground, his arms splayed out to the sides as if being held there, his mouth open, and he's making weird gagging sounds as if he's trying to breathe and can't.
I'd like to roll Arcana.
Yeah, you can roll Arcana.
Please, for the love of God.
Nope.
Nope.
No!
You're not familiar with any spell that does quite anything like this. There's
Can I
like
throw a
Roll
wa-
Arcana?
anyone else who is proficient can roll Arcana.
While they're doing this, can I just throw a glass of water in their face?
Yeah.
They're 5 feet off the ground.
Toss
Yeah.
it.
Block it.
Orts,
Or yeah.
you as well don't know a spell that can do this, but you've seen enough back up in the tundra, especially when blizzards would get really harsh. The shamans of your village would often use certain spells that could control the wind or the air to make conditions more livable. And you saw that they used to play around with things like gust and would hold up flurries of snow in the air. And while this is very different, there is something reminiscent about it.
Someone's cramping on my style.
Margaret, you go to toss a pitcher or a glass of water at them, and before it reaches them about 3 feet away from them, it seems to spin around them in a super fast orbit as if it was caught up in some sort of tornado before it splays
neat.
back out.
Oh, I did not expect that.
The individual continues to turn blue
Is he like close to the mast at all?
15 feet away. Oh, by the way, detect magic's 10 minutes, yes? Magic is swirling around this person. You cannot see a direct source, but you can feel as if the wind was alive with magic. And you can see through the glow. It is as if the wind itself is encasing, entrapping him, and holding him up, and you see the glow of it forcing itself into his mouth.
Oh, okay.
A shoe size puts down the gnome. You
Uh,
guys are.
oh, I was gonna just say, Gumfrey takes a buddy cop stance with a shoe.
Just out loud turns to the rest of the group. Bunch of cowards, and runs at it and just tries to shoulder tackle him.
All right, roll me an athletics check, please. A shoe. You go to shoulder check, and slightly before you get to him, you feel the resistance of the wind, and you push forward, and the wind is strong enough to shift you off course, basically, and you end up being shunted around him, and like almost as if you were being rotated, and you run right past him, missing the target.
Hey, that's a good idea. I'm gonna try and do the same thing.
Oh my god. Just try and
this
pull him
time-
down like a normal fucking person.
But I want to do the flashy thing. Let me do the flashy thing, Elora.
It's cool.
Getting to him is going to be the interesting part.
What are you
Alright.
gonna do? What are you doing, Burn?
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna triangle jump off of the fucking mast,
Ooh.
try and grab him midair, and suplex him into the ground.
Oh my god. You're going to murder this man on your own!
Sounds like a great idea.
Roll me first two things. An acrobatics
Yeah?
check, because you're triangle jumping a distance of 15
Okay,
feet.
cool. All right.
That's doable.
Mhm.
And then an athletics check, please, as you have to
All
force
right,
your
cool.
way through the wind wall.
Fuck.
Not so much. So you guys see Norman jump off the mast. It's
I'm
actually
gonna
super
be a
impressive.
hero.
It's super impressive. He runs to the mast, like runs up it a little ways and pushes off, and it's almost like slow motion as you all watch as he flies towards the man, ready to drag him down. And as he gets above him, he actually spins twice in midair and gets thrown to the deck.
Oh my god.
So I just suplex myself. Great.
Yeah.
How much damage do I take?
Roll me 1d6 for falling 10 feet.
All right, cool. So I take 2 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, was going to attempt to get in close with athletics, trying to push against the wind. And if he started slipping at all, he was going to throw the rope at him tied with the torch. That way it kind of have resistance against the wind. To try and like toss it around him or something to pull him out of
Lasso
it.
him.
Gotcha,
Lasso
gotcha.
him.
Okay, roll me a strength check first, athletics. You find, much like the others, once you get within about 3 feet of him, the wind is just repelling you. It's like sticking your hand outside a car window going 100 miles an hour.
So he basically just stops at that point.
Not exactly. You can kind of like push in and it repels you, and you push in and it repels you. You just can't get much further.
Okay,
But you still have the rope.
that's tied to
um,
the torch.
Can I maybe assist? So
Yeah.
okay, Gumfrey wants to take the bone carvings that you made and basically like jam it in the boat deck and like crawl his way over there and like be like, if he can do this, he wants Orit to like put the rope around him.
Gnome toss.
Well, no, he's basically like, if the wind's gonna push him, he wants to hold on to these bone picks.
Use
basically.
them like crawling picks.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
ice picks kind of
Yeah,
thing. He's using it with the boat. Can I do this? What do I roll to try and do
I
this?
like to think he started using them like way before the wind would have stopped him, so like way too soon.
While they're doing this, he's just been working his way like the wind had blown him all the way across the boat.
So quickly you tie the rope around Gumfrey, and Gumfrey attempts to crawl to the man. Roll me an athletics check with advantage. Oh my god. Orit carved 2 bones that were like leg bones that he carved down into a point for whatever the statue you were making is, that turn out to be pretty impressive hicks that Gumfrey drives into the deck over and over and manages to crawl through the wind to the man. Gumfrey, you can get to the man, you can grab him, you can touch him. The wind is trying to buffet you away, but you're struggling against it. You have to like dig a pick into him to stay there, and you hear like a muffled, but you know he can't stop you. He's busy, and it helps you stay right there. You have the rope tied around you. What do you do?
If so, I have a pick in him. Is he close enough that I can jump and grab a foot?
Yeah.
And just hang on for dear life. Okay.
Okay.
Gumfrey does that and hangs on for dear life, and like his legs are splaying like in circular motions, but he hangs on.
Hold me!
Yeah, or as soon as he sees Gumfrey just latch onto this man, he's gonna start pulling and yells at people behind him to fucking help him.
I would like to use my massive strength to try and pull.
Okay, yeah, I can help.
And with a yank, the man is pulled directly towards you. You hear the snap as his leg bone pulls out of socket. He lands on the ground next to you and starts gasping for breath.
Gumfrey would like to recreate the scene from The Little Mermaid when Prince Eric wakes up for the first time. You just see Gumfrey illuminated like an angel.
Just gently stroking his face.
Tiny hand, tiny baby man hand.
He takes a second to catch his breath and then like crawls away from you really fast. You stabbed me.
What? Oh,
He technically saved your life.
that's right. I think.
As Situla is like heaving herself off the floor. Oh,
Situla,
God
you
damn
see
it.
the glowing air dissipates into nothingness.
What were you doing floating up there, silly?
It was a spell.
I don't know. I just couldn't breathe all of a sudden.
You said it was magic? Gumfrey will look over at Situla.
She nods and says, the wind appeared to be forcing it out of him or into him, something. It was definitely magic, though. It's gone now. She kind of looks around.
Anyone here good at magic that would want to do some nefarious deeds? Make our job easier on finding the killer?
You hear
No
from the
skill with
crowd,
wind.
everyone knows demons can do magic.
Who's a demon?
There's like 10 fingers that point at a shoe.
A shoe ain't no demon.
To be fair, a shoe was down below with us.
A shoe's an angel. Beautiful, beautiful angel.
No,
I don't believe that either. They seem like
Ashu's
a
not
fun
an
time.
angel. I am.
Side eyes.
Alright, everyone, look. As nice as it is to point fingers,
It was you!
he just stops. As fun as it is to point fingers, I think it would be really hard for someone with magic to cast a spell and somehow not be in the same vicinity as the person that got cast upon. Nah, I think your demon scapegoat is clean on this one. And Arit looks at everyone carefully as he's saying this.
Insight?
Sure.
Yeah, insight?
Can we see if there's any shifty eyes on deck?
You don't need an
Shifty
insight for
Von
that.
Deck.
You don't need an insight for that. There's a lot of shifty eyes looking at a shoe right now.
I meant more like shifty eyes, like, oh no,
Ah, I see. Roll me a perception check, and anyone who wants to vet or it, roll me an insight perception.
Finally!
Hey,
Jesus
look at that.
Christ! 19.
Hey.
Eh.
I'm cool with not
Situla.
rolling. I'm cool with
Huh?
not rolling at all.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Situla and Margaret, you're looking around the crowd, trying to judge faces while this is going on and catch things. And Situla, you were really bad at judging if the drow was telling the truth or not because you weren't paying attention. You were looking at everyone else. And everyone seems very scared and very nervous, with the exception of one person. Fitz seems to just be looking off in the distance.
Situla is going to go over to him, just kind of, I guess, trying to be nonchalant. Well, not really trying. She's just walking over there like normal and just... Where exactly is he? Just like off by the
back of the crowd, basically, off to the side. In where everyone's eyes are glued either on a shoe, the man who is just suffocating, or it. I'm sorry, how do you pronounce it exactly? Orit?
Orit.
Orit. Or Orit, who was just describing why the demon's not responsible. He doesn't seem to be paying attention at all.
Yeah. She'll go over to him and kind of mutter, "Something catch your eye?"
But don't scare me like that.
She just kind of raises a brow at him.
What? No, I'm just keeping a watch out.
For what?
Pirates, sea monsters. It's important. What do you care anyway?
Well, apparently there's a magical murderer going about suffocating people. I would think that would be a bit more of an immediate concern.
What? Oh yeah, of course I'm concerned.
Can I do an insight on him, please?
Yeah, you can.
Jesus Christ.
May
Oh my God, with my plus
Yeah.
one.
Yes, you may, Pip.
Oh my God, fucking kill me.
Don't worry about me. I have a special skill. If I'm rolling insight, whatever I roll becomes a natural 7 if it's below that.
It's true.
So that's a 14.
It's a 14.
Oh, at least one of us is paying attention.
Situla. Never seen a more honest man. No, it's not like that bad. He could be hiding something, or this just could be how this man processes fear. Okay.
All right.
Ashu and Norman, mostly because you're familiar with your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of hiding something. He's got that guilty look to him.
Yeah, Situla just kind of like shrugs it off, probably in the back of her mind is just thinking, yeah, I mean, this is the loser that swabs the decks, so whatever.
Wow. Classist.
Wow. Racist.
I love that line of thought.
Does Norman know if his uncle can cast spells or what?
You've never known him to. He just doesn't seem... I mean, Norman can't even read. I'm not Norman. Phipps.
Phipps.
I mean, you don't know. Norman might not be able to read either.
Yeah.
Phipps can't even read, so it'd be really weird for him to know magic, considering how much you have to study to learn that, typically.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never seen him show any innate signs of magic.
I don't know. This is all just weird. But okay.
Hey, Phipps.
He looks at you. What do you want, demon?
Oh. She kind of gets into a fairly sassy pose. So I heard that I was supposed to go to the death. What was that? What did you say to me earlier? I was supposed to be on what was that, death row or something?
I was just playing with you, having a laugh.
I don't know. It sounds like you were trying to lie to me. Not quite sure about your character and all of this. Are you lying about anything else?
No, what do you mean lie? What would I lie about?
I don't know. There has been a bit of suspicious things going on. I haven't heard of a sea without wind for 4 days. A murder has happened, and a man just was in a tornado, just on his own. There might be something that's not being said.
Yeah, I mean, that's some fucked up shit, but I don't know anything about it. He starts, taking a step back.
Well, I mean, I believe you now. I mean, you did tell me that I was going to be brought to my death, but my goodness. Now, beyond all belief, I believe you. How about everyone else, Do not believe this man?
What's going on? Who are we believing?
That guy.
Ah, he seems trustworthy.
Please.
Sachula kind of gives Ashu a skeptical look of, I doubt he has the talent needed for such magic.
I'm actually trying to stir the rest of the crowd for this.
Yeah, I'd like you to roll me a persuasion check. Unfortunately, I'm going to have you... No, you know what? I'll have you do it straight up, because normally I'd give you disadvantage because people don't like tieflings very much. But you're making a pretty strong case given how he's acting.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, honey.
Oh.
Aw.
You got this! I believe in you!
You just hear shut up, demon!
That's to be
How do we
expected.
know it wasn't you?
I mean, we went over this, but...
You're fine. You're fine. Great-great-grandfather. Demon War is 75 years ago.
Oh, you did tell me that I could jump off board at any time and kill myself, essentially, didn't you?
What? I was just... You were complaining, and I just was messing with you. It's
That
what I
is
do.
terrible customer service.
Look,
You baby Taylor.
Hey, I think you guys are kind of ganging up on my uncle. He's a cool guy. He got me this free ride on this boat.
No, he didn't.
He lied to me. It said I was going to the Dwarven Kingdom. I don't believe this
What?
guy.
But
You
the
do
Dwarven
realize
Kingdom
the
is
Dwarven
that
Kingdom
way.
is on the other side of the continent.
And
Well, I
inland.
know
How
now,
are you supposed
don't
to go-
I?
Squeak,
yes.
can I try charm person on this guy?
Yes, you can.
Oh my god, do it.
By the way, I just want to point out, no one told Ori that the ship was going to the Dwarven Kingdom.
No, he's lying.
So it's a DC 13.
So you have to just roll
so
it.
that's fine. I'll just roll a D20, and if it's below 13, it's a 12.
Sweet!
All of a sudden, Phipps' demeanor changes. He kind of eyes glaze over a little bit, and Gumfrey, you're very familiar with this. He, for the next however long, I have to open up the spell real quick. He sees you as a very trusted and valued friend for the next hour.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So, Mr. Phipps? Was that?
Oh,
It's
Gumfrey!
Yeah, hi, how you doing, buddy? He'll hold out a hand to shake.
Well, these guys are being really mean to me.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that? I'm sorry that they're doing that to you. I was just wondering. Now I could be wrong, but do I remember hearing that you like to use magic? Am I remembering that correctly?
No.
No, you've never used magic before?
I wish I could.
Yeah.
He kind of says in a low tone.
What would you do with that magic?
And he kind of looks around and he bends down really close and just whispers in your ear, I'd probably be captain of the ship.
Oh. So you wouldn't, like, choke anyone out? That's not your style?
No, I can't do that. That's Frank.
Frank? Who the hell's Frank?
Shh,
What? Oh.
Shh.
Sorry. Who's Frank?
You know who's Frank?
Yeah.
You can't talk about that here. What? There's people here.
Okay, hang on. Come with me. He'll hold out his hand for Phipps.
Gumfrey and I are just gonna
Yeah.
go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Together.
Right over here. You know,
Right.
You know how
over here.
Friends do. They like to go.
Right.
I've never had a friend before. Yeah, let's go.
Just drags Frips off. The rest of you, what are you doing? First things first. Anyone proficient in Arcana, roll me a Arcana check real quick to see if you even know what happened just now. Yes.
Yes!
So you guys know that Charm Person was cast on Frips, the two of you. The rest of you just see Gumfrey and Frips start going off to the back of the ship.
Yeah, no, Sigilla's gonna follow after him.
And as you're doing that, you hear the admiral or the captain behind you. Frips, I don't think this is the proper time. We need to stay together. Oh no, Captain! It's Gumfrey.
Yeah, come on, Cappy.
We're just gonna have a small chat. Frips, come back here. And he starts looking back and forth between Gumfrey and the captain.
Gumfrey will hold a finger up. Just 1 second here. Captain, I really need to use the bathroom. And as you already know, I am unable to do so by my lonesome on account of my short arms. Now, if I have my friend here, Phipps, right here, who cleans the deck, who knows all about bathroom utilities, he kind of looks back and forth. I really don't know where I was going with that, but we'll be back in just a second. You trust me here. Have I steered you wrong yet?
The captain says, fine. If you need help, Frips and I will help you. Everyone else stay here. We'll be right back.
Hold on. What? Hang on. I have a spell. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. Let me just.
I'm sorry.
Spaghetti falls out of your trousers.
It's hard to tell. Is this Criana?
This is Criana frantically trying to navigate to her spell list.
Oh, I got a spell for this. Hold on.
Hold on.
Can I use my cantrip message to send a message to, I guess, who looks like they're keen on what Gumfrey's doing? Like, if he looks around, is anyone, like, kind of close by, like they're...
Orit was definitely starting to follow you, at least.
Okay.
And Satula.
No, yeah, that was Satula.
Satula?
Satula was definitely starting to follow you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
he takes a moment, and this is the first time he's noticed Situla, and the way that, hang on, let me look at your artwork of Situla before, and the way that her lovely braid falls over her shoulder. He'll point a finger and say, "Help me distract the captain."
Yeah, so in your mind, Situla, you hear it and you can respond.
Oh, God. Yeah, she's going to raise a brow and, I guess, message back. I hope you're sure about this.
He shrugs.
Oh, God.
I will let all of you know. The captain seems very resolute, and normal persuasion probably isn't going to have much effect on him. He is very adamant towards... He's looking very intently at Gumfrey as he walks towards him.
Oh, fuck, I have an idea, but I don't think I can, because I don't think I know what the fuck Grumpy's doing.
Grumpy?
Grumpy.
He's not one of the 7 dwarfs.
He's like the opposite of Grumpy.
I realized as Rocket's coming in my mouth, I'm like, I hope nobody notices.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Situla, what do you do?
Oh, God.
While people are thinking over things,
Yes.
can I go over to the guy who just got stabbed in the leg
Uh-huh.
and talk with him briefly?
Absolutely.
Like very, very briefly?
Yeah, that's perfect. So, Elora, you have a few minutes. Figure out what you want to do next. And we'll say while all that was happening, Orit, you went over to him. He's still catching his breath.
Kind of kneels down to his level. Goes, hey,
Oh, hi.
holding in there?
I almost died. You know.
Yeah. Life and death situations.
You sound like this is normal for you.
I live in the tundra, man.
Right. Tundra. Heard about it. Cold, right?
Every winter, gets even colder. He starts looking at his leg, seeing how it's shaping up.
It's not too bad. It's just a trickle of blood.
Just a little bit? Okay.
Yeah. It was a small bone.
Yes, okay. I was hoping so. I was like, I hope this man isn't just bleeding while all of this is
Still
happening.
dying because it's not clotting.
Just not clotting at all.
Yeah.
He looks at it. He's obviously inspecting the man's leg, making sure that nothing was seriously hurt.
No, he's fine. It stabbed into his muscle, but it didn't seem to hit anything serious.
And he looks back at the man. Well, Gnome didn't hit anything vital.
That's good. I'd hate to have died that way after being saved this way. Jeez, what is going on? This is so messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it is
He's got
my
nothing to say to
favorite.
that. It
He
is
is-
messed up.
You right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Just briefly.
Yeah, my dog puts on hat sideways.
Yeah, sure.
You notice anything odd before your situation occurred?
Odd? What do you mean odd?
Did the wind start picking up? Did someone
Yeah.
mention something weird to you? Anything?
No one mentioned anything weird, but the wind did pick up. I remember actually I was happy for a second. I thought it's the first gust of wind I felt in days. And then it just grew stronger. And, well, you saw. But-
So it had a build up.
Yeah. But I remember, you know, when something bad's happening, you kind of notice the little things around you, you know?
Yeah.
I remember no one else's. I mean, I wasn't really close to anyone. I was maybe a good 10 feet away or so, but my hair was the only one that was blowing in the breeze, you know?
Okay, well, just rest up. Try not to put too much pressure on the leg. Don't want it to just continuously bleed everywhere.
Oh, right, of course. Okay.
Rest up. Kind of pats him on the back. Like, bat, gets up. Starts looking at whatever that situation is going on over there.
All right, Situla, what are you doing?
Oh god. Okay, so I have a spell. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called sleep.
I've been known to partake from time to time, yes.
Is there any way that you'd be able to target the captain specifically for that? Because it's this weird.
Yes.
It's got a weird
Let me see here. I believe you can.
description.
No, I don't think you can choose because I know you can knock yourself asleep. But let me take a look at it. Creatures within a 20-foot of a point you choose within range. You know what? Yes, because he is starting to walk towards everyone, so he has to walk through the crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you act quickly and you aim it behind him, you can catch him directly. So in other words, you aim it so the edge of it's just hitting him because he hasn't reached the other people yet.
Perfect.
And you have a
Okay.
90-foot range, so that'd be definitely doable.
Okay, so I'm going to use a sorcery point to make this silent.
Okay. All right.
And she's going to
What
cast.
level are you casting it at?
I'm casting this at 2nd level because I don't know how many hit points he has, and I'm paranoid. An additional 2d8 for each level above.
So 7d8, please. And so the rest of you know the way sleep works is that she rolls 7d8 die, and if the total of that number is higher than his current hit points, he falls asleep. No save.
1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, good.
32.
Oh, hang on. I gotta see. Is it higher than or current total? Give me a second here.
Sending order of current total. I believe it is either the current total or higher.
He
depending.
falls asleep.
Oh, thank God.
He has 32 hit points.
Do
Holy
you
shit.
believe in miracles?
Do you
That's why I was
believe?
Oh, coming in
That's why I was
clutch.
like, is it current or higher?
So remember when you were talking about how shit your rolls were? You can't bitch about that anymore.
Oh my God.
The captain's like, everyone stay here. We're going to have a talk with Gumfrey. And then in your mind you hear, help me distract him. And then you turn around and silently cast sleep. And he takes 3 more steps. And just falls to the ground. And everyone's like, oh! And then you hear...
Oh my God. Yeah, so Chula just kind of goes, everyone back away. Just kind of like running over to him, like to check him over, like puts a hand on his neck to be like, this evidently still has a pulse as he's snoring.
The everyone like backs away like he's covered with the plague. Everyone, basically, most of the not the crew, well, most of the crew and the passengers, they are just done. They're so done.
Yeah, she just messages back to to Gumfrey, just like, you have 1 minute.
Gumfrey is still holding hands with Phipps. Yanks him to wherever it is they were going.
Okay.
Holy
You guys
shit.
back off to the back of the ship. Takes like about 10 seconds.
Okay, Phipps, who the heck is Frank?
Frank, that's... Comfy, I can't believe I didn't tell you about
Yeah, what
this.
the hell, man?
He's the air elemental that we bought a while back. Comfrey, you'll love this. This whole thing, the ship,
Uh-huh.
it's a scam. We get people to come on board, and then we wait until we're in the middle of the ocean, and then we force Frank with this. And he pulls this small little orb out of his pocket to stop the wind so the ship doesn't go anywhere. And we say it's, just a natural occurrence. And then we have Frank kill them off one by one. We take their money, and no one ever sees them again. It's perfect.
This is fantastic, but man, people are suspecting that you're doing it. Did you not notice they were talking about you out there?
No, I noticed. It made me really nervous.
Yeah. You know what? As your friend Gumfrey, what? Your best friend. I think I should hold on to that orb for you. Like, they're gonna, if they suspect you and they find that, you're as good as dead, man.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah, here. He like puts it in your hand.
Perfect. Thank you.
The second it touches your hand, you hear in your mind, "Free me."
Oh God. Okay. So he's gonna say, okay, now we need to nonchalantly go back to the group. Okay, you ready? Oh my God, it's talking. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, okay, all right, let's go, Phipps. And he's gonna walk back to the group,
Uh-huh.
And he's gonna look at his new buddy, Situla. And
Yeah, this whole time she's just kind of been like going over the captain, just like, I think he should be fine. It just the exertion of all of this must have gotten to him.
you see Gumphrey with like this smile, like this really wide grin, and he's like kind of tilting his head for you to like leave the rest of the group.
Jesus Christ. She points at one of the random crew members and just goes, "You keep an eye on him. We want to make sure that he remains stable, all right?"
I'm not getting near him. You've got
Do you
50
want
seconds
your
left.
captain to die?
I'm kind of indifferent.
Oh my god. She
Ah,
just gets up
watch
and walks over.
He's
Margaret walks over.
He's gonna make sure he's away from Fipso, like.
You can just message her again.
Oh, that's
it's a
right.
cantrip.
You're right. I forgot about that. He through like gritted teeth, he messages you, "This is all a scam. I'm holding an air elemental.
Free me now.
It's telling me to free him. Should I do it?"
Is it planning on killing us? She messages back silently.
I would say yes. That's an accurate description of what it would like to do.
You get the sense that this thing is in your mind now as you're touching the orb.
He can hear us, by the way.
Oh my god.
Fucking sweat intensified.
She literally just face palms. Just you can hear the audible smack of her hand against her forehead and just goes, "All right, this is fine."
By the way, the rest of you're just hearing. They're like 20 feet away from each other and just whispering at each other.
You know the movie Airplane where they're all sweating? That's what Gumphrey's doing right now.
Yep.
Oh my god, just fucking. Oh my god.
It's just like, what the hell? These two people are just whispering at each other. They look really nervous.
I was just looking at him like, and people say I'm crazy.
Oh my god. Can I roll an Arcana check?
Yes, yes, you can. Like 20 feet away, and they're just staring at each
Oh
other,
my
pointing at
God.
each other, going. Psst, psst, psst. That's
11. What do I know about it?
fine. That's still fine. Sounds like he's describing an air elemental. Typically, they're very powerful beings that strong magic casters can summon. Typically, they have to be controlled. They are very usually unwilling. You have known some powerful items or artifacts to control or hold elementals within them. Margaret, by the way, the captain's starting to stir.
Someone should probably tell her that.
Can I talk to the air elemental?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right there.
Speak inside your mind.
Listen, I am your new master. Can you make the boat move again so we can all go home?
Instantly, there's like a whoosh as the wind starts picking up the boat's sails.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Holy shit.
It's a miracle.
I heard somebody in the background. Whoa!
I have sound effect, yo.
Is the boat moving or is
Yeah, it's starting to move. It's not like instantaneously speedboating or anything, but it is moving.
I'm gnome. I don't know how boats work. Thanks. Now, as your new master. Now listen, I need you to stop being creepy about that. Why am I freeing you? Let's talk. Let's have a dialogue. We don't have to be all spooky about it. What's your deal?
My vengeance on those who used me, and then leave.
Oh, can you give me like a description or like a name, a list of names you want to be vengeful on, and if I deem them appropriate, I will let you go. How about that?
You see a picture in your mind of the captain and Phipps and the entire crew.
Okay.
Not the passengers,
Oh,
just the crew.
he goes okay, and he'll He'll, like, hold the orb up in the air dramatically.
Sachula just looks at him like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wait, how do I free you?
Tom did it!
How do I
Shatter that
And then you see Gumfrey throw the orb like a Pokemon ball to the ground.
Roll me a
Elemental,
strength check,
I
please.
choose you!
What am I rolling?
Strength check, just straight strength.
Oh god.
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
So you guys see, everyone just sees Gumfrey whispering to Sachula, then go quiet for a second, hold the orb up dramatically, and then dunk it on the ground and just go dunk, dunk.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to have cracked or shattered. It might need a
Yeah,
bit more.
at that point she literally out loud goes, what the fuck are you doing?
free him! We must free him! And he'll like, his tubby little legs will go racing after it.
Oh my god. She would like to mage hand that back to her.
Okay, yeah. You get to it before the stubby little gnome
No!
does.
Oh my
My new
God.
friend!
And the second it touches your hand,
free me.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus can't help you now.
Yeah,
he's not
Jesus
even in
isn't
this
here.
world.
Norman looks like a meathead, right?
He does. He's pretty muscly.
Are you fucking kidding me? He has pants on, nothing else. He's muscly
mean-
as shit.
Okay. The way you started that, I was like, yeah, but pants don't make one muscly.
Pants on, nothing else. He's glistening in the fucking
He's a
sunlight.
Chad.
I've not seen a man with pants on. They will destroy you.
The pants are lighted up. Still, it lasts an hour with
Oh my
golden
God.
light.
Yeah, out of the corner of her eye, she catches a glimmer of those glowing fucking pants and is just like, I think I have an idea. And she points at Norman
shit.
and kind of beckons him over with a finger.
All right, he goes on over. What's the deal?
I'm going to need you to not question the voice you get in your head right now and just crush this. And she's going to place it in his hand.
Free. Nice pants.
Thank you. What are you?
Strasniar. Free me.
Okay, but what are you?
I told you not to question it. It's an elemental. Break it before we die.
Oh, okay. It's probably not a good idea to break it on the ship. So just give me a second. And so here's the thing. I'm playing an ASMR.
Oh my God.
So skeletal wings unfold from his back from nowhere. Black, kind of oily substance between those wings, and he's going to alight up 60 feet.
Gumfrey's just screaming, no! Wait, is he doing what we want him to do?
Yes.
Yes, you can do it!
So he's going to go up 60 feet, toss it up in the air, get ready, and then punch it at the correct time to try and shatter it.
Roll
Using
me-
his dragon fists.
Oh, okay. Then make an attack roll.
Let's see if I can do this.
If you drop this in
Kablamzo!
the ocean, oh my fucking.
No. See, normally that would suck, but orbs can't fight back.
All right, cool.
Your
So here's the
damage.
damage dice that I'm gonna roll.
Oh,
So
thank God.
17 damage.
Okay. You punch it. You take 5 points of damage as you break your fingers and shatter the orb. The second the orb shatters, there's a gust of wind that surges forth from it. And all of the crew are rushed up into the air. And 30 feet high, you see them all hanging there, much like the man in the black hair. For about 30 seconds, you see this grisly scene as every crew member is suffocated and then dropped into the ocean.
Yay!
And then with the final whoosh, the air elemental disappears.
Okay, who's sailing us back home now?
I was gonna be like, are we in the one shot with a bunch of people on a ship and no sailors?
Sachula
one.
can sail a boat.
Yeah.
Just
You're
depends
very
on how
lucky.
big it is.
You're all very lucky. But yes, what is everyone else's reactions?
Comfrey's just cheering. Justice has been served!
What did I just witness? What happened?
You just saw Norman's uncle get killed.
We just watched a bunch of people die. I think Gumfrey's the only one who knows that they were evil.
And she was just sitting there, like, out loud, like, do we just help the killer? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't. Did I just kill my uncle?
Was there an actual specter?
Fuck.
Now Gumfrey does the final narration of the campaign of the one-off. And everyone sure did. The end.
Excuse me?